As high school students prepare to make their steps toward their college journey, they must be enlightened on the staggering problem that too many college graduates only wish that they had known beforehand. This problem is known as student loan debt. In 2012, the national non-real estate debt rose $62 billion among households in America. $42 billion of that debt belonged to 30 million Americans who are caught up in a serious battle with their student loan debt. According to Time magazine, total U.S. student loan debt, which exceeded credit card debt for the first time last year, is on track to hit $1 trillion this year. The average new college graduate has approximately $27,300 to pay back, but with the post-college unemployment rate at an all-time low since 2008, paying off student loans is more difficult than ever. As high school students prepare to graduate and move on to college, they must determine how they personally will handle the ongoing problem of student debt. There are two main solutions that will be discussed today: how to avoid all student loans and how to handle it with smartness. Student debt is like no other kind of debt because you can't simply just walk away from it. The best solution to this problem of student debt is to avoid it altogether through other alternatives. Avoiding student debt does not mean avoiding getting a college degree, but it means to find other ways to cut back on the cost of going to college. The very first thing to do to help cut the cost of going to college is to seek help from scholarships and government grants. The government does provide student aid and work study funds for students who have financial need. FAFSA.edu is a great way to find out eligibility and get a free application. Academic, merit, and athletic scholarships are also free ways to pay for college. Scholarships of all sorts of amounts for all sorts of students are also available, but they do require some intensive searching and applying. Finally, most schools provide their own types of grants and financial assistance that does not require payback, and information on that is located on the school's website or by contacting the school. And even though this is not a favorable option for most students, starting off at a 2-year school, then transferring to a 4-year university reduces costs tremendously. Many 2-year colleges offer transferable credits and more flexible schedules than a 4-year. This is especially beneficial for the students who want to work and pay off school as they go. Finally, an easy way of avoiding student loan debt is by avoiding these so-called college luxuries like nicer dorms, bigger meal plans, and private universities. New American said it well. Cost-cutting measures like forgoing a car during college years, preparing one's own meals at home, cutting out cable TV and other costly entertainment, and in general avoiding luxuries and high-ticket items such as $3,000 laptops are all very doable for the average college student. The bottom line for avoiding student loans is to get familiar with the government assistance programs and putting in place some solid money management skills. Though most students would love to avoid student loans, the sad reality is that student loan debt is sometimes just not an option for students pursuing a high-quality education. Many freshmen enter into their dream university, sign the dotted lines, and take out so many loans without even realizing what they're getting themselves into. Rolling Stone says, "We're doing the worst things people can do. We are lying to our young." Nobody, not even the president, who was swept to victory in large part by the round enthusiasm of college students, has the stones to tell the truth. That a lot of them will end up being pawns in a predatory con game designed to extract the equivalent of home mortgage commitment from 17-year-olds dreaming of impossible careers as nautical archaeologists or orchestra conductors. Now, student debt may be unavoidable, but education on the loans is not. First, students should be educated on the amount of loans to be taken. Students are so quick to take as the full amount of loans available to them without realizing that they are taking out more than necessary, only creating higher debt for themselves. According to University Business, we need to find a way to prevent overborrowing while at the same time protecting equity and access to higher education. In order to avoid overborrowing, students should use tools like online loan calculators to figure out the cost of the loans and the interest, as well as the payments it will take to pay it all off. Next, students should know what kind of loan to take. Federal loans are cheaper and typically have better repayment terms than private student loans. Stafford loans, for example, have a current rate of 3.4%, and there are no payments while you're in school, and acceptance is not based on borrower's credit history. Finally, when loans must be taken out, Students must be prepared to pay them back. A major thing to consider when having to pay student loans back is the interest rate. Most private loans and unsubsidized loans will start accumulating interest the moment you get them. For subsidized standard loans, there is a grace period of 6 months after a college student graduates before interest rates starts to kick in to give students a chance to find a job. Unfortunately, unemployment rates do not give much hope for students. Only 56% of graduating class of 2012 had at least one job by the spring of 2011. Once interest starts to accumulate, it doesn't stop. The longer it takes for a student to pay it off, the loan, the more the loan will actually cost because of the interest. With that being said, beware of taking a long time to pay off your student loans. Black Enterprise says the best advice is to pay off the debt as quickly as possible. Opt for the student standard repayment plan, which will allow you to pay off your student loans in a decade or less. Alternatively, make extra payments on top of the normal monthly payments. By adding additional payments, even small ones, each month will help the overall debt quickly decrease. The first big no-no of student loans is defaulting on your student loans because there will be serious consequences. All student loans will be associated with a collector who can garnish everything from wages to tax returns to Social Security payments to, yes, even disability checks. Debtors can also be barred from the military, lose professional licenses, and suffer other consequences no private lender could possibly throw a borrower. Unlike all other kinds of debt, bankruptcy is not an option with student loans. Even under extreme debtor hardship like physical disabilities or overwhelming financial setbacks such as long-term unemployment or unexpected medical bills, student debt will never go away. Students go into their dream school dreaming of their dream job without having any actual perception of their future and without any education or preventing life-changing mistakes. In conclusion, social policy describes student loans as time bombs constructed to detonate when the debtor is away from the campus and the collectivity college provides is left behind. As scary and detrimental as they can be, it is possible for students wanting to go to college to find a solution to the time bombs of student loans. Students should always first investigate all their options, then educate them on the loans that they do desire to take out. And now that you know the serious problem of student debt, it's up to you to reject the burden of student loan debt. Yay! That's it.